What's going on, everybody? I'm back again with another video, and today's gonna be a different type of video, more like a guess about me video, but I'm gonna talk about a little bit of the struggles of being a vlogger, the cons and the pros, and walk and talk around the neighborhood and explain a little bit more about it. So without further ado, join me. Those who don't know me, I'm Manny, originally from Puerto Rico, and I'm based out here in Manila, Metro Manila, in the Philippines. I quit my corporate job in New York City over a year ago, and I started to live out here, I had everything on paper, so it's gonna be a little windy because the typhoon is approaching, but I'm gonna walk somewhere more quiet where I can focus in the filming and explain what could be some of the struggles of being a vlogger. I don't know if you can see, super windy out here because every time when a typhoon approaches, it be getting very windy. I think it's supposed to hit tomorrow or Saturday by the time I film this video. But good thing I live in a good area, so everything here is designed for natural catastrophes. So we're in good spirits over here. And thankfully the weather's not too hot today. It's actually nice, because every time I go out to film a video, it's super hot and humid, but today it's not the case. So pretty comfortable for me to do a walk and talk video out here. So now the vast majority of the cases of blogging, it is wonderful and it's actually a beautiful thing. And there are many types of content that people can do, like creating food content, makeup, or travel content. Me, I specialize more like in the traveling and neighborhood guides. I used to do this type of content back in New Jersey, New York City. I would go to different neighborhoods, even neighborhoods that tourists don't go, and I would film and showcase architecture, the history and everything. And I'm doing it out here in the Philippines, in Metro Manila, or even other areas that I travel. I explore the areas and I showcase it to you guys, semi-raw content with a little bit of editing together. And a lot of people, they give me pretty good feedback. And it's actually beautiful hearing the stories of some of the people that be watching my content or anybody else's content. Like sometimes, I get content from people, this could be either here in the Philippines or in New Jersey, New York. Like I get comments of people saying, oh, thank you for this video, because I have a son, a daughter, etc. that goes to school in that area. So now I have an idea what the neighborhood looks like. Sometimes I get comments from people who live in the area or they grew up in the area and they're homesick or nostalgic. So by me showcasing those videos, to give them an idea how the neighborhood is, if it has changed or anything. Because I get some comments of people that say, I used to live there in the 70s. Keep in mind, I wasn't born in the 70s. And then people who used to live there like a long time ago, they watch those kind of videos and it brings them their childhood memories. So it's a beautiful thing to hear the stories and everything. And sometimes some people say, oh, I suffer depression. Any videos help me. So it's just, pretty beautiful to hear the stories of different type of people. Why do they watch your content? And even if it's something that you enjoy doing, sometimes you're making an impact, you're making an impact on people's lives by making a comment. So that's one of the beauties about doing YouTube or any other platform of social media, Not only that you showcase the content or you bring informative videos, but some people, they feel connected with you. And then also depending on their personality, some people, they don't really see you also like just a content creator. Sometimes they see you like a family. They can really connect with you. Sometimes you can share a lot of similarities with your viewers. And as a content creator, I recommend that you guys, interact with the viewers, be friendly, be nice to them, show them that you really care, because at the end of the day, they're taking a moment of their time to support and watch your videos, and that's pretty helpful. Even if it's a low view, always show appreciation for your viewers. So content creation can open up doors for opportunities, a lot of things that you couldn't do, you learn, and sometimes, sometimes you get monetization, sometimes you get connections, you network with other people, and they give you opportunity to try other things and help you grow. So those are some of the beauty about, being blogger, content creator, a lot of positive things, and it's a beautiful thing in life to do. Now, not everything is roses or beautiful when you're a blogger. And my main reason to do this video is for, people who watch content, not just mine, any other content, and they think that it's all good. To keep in mind also the effort that content or bloggers, however you want to call it, the effort that they put in the videos. And for anybody who wants to be a blogger, to keep in mind, the negativity, but not discourage you from doing what you got to do, Most of the times, I would say 60, 80% more, it's going to be good things. And sometimes I know the small percentage can be bad and kind of ruin your mood, but don't let that little percentage ruin your mood, At the end of the day, if 70, 80% of what you're doing is good, and most of the people, they show positivity, then you're winning. Don't let the 10% or less ruin all the effort that you put into your videos. Second of all, I'm gonna focus more on those who do like walking tour videos like myself. Sometimes it's a little hard. Sometimes it's hard for me to figure what type of content I want to do or where do I want to go. You know, that's something that behind the scenes a lot of people don't see. Sometimes I'm brainstorming ideas. Okay, where should I film? What should I film? Those are some of the things you don't see. And then depending where, for example, here in the Philippines, sometimes when I'm filming over 100 degrees Fahrenheit, which is over 40 Celsius. So I'm filming over brutal heat, you know. So that's some of the things that people don't see. But I enjoy it. You know, I sign up for this, but sometimes when you don't, sometimes I'm filming and I've had times that I felt like I was gonna get like a heat stroke, or not heat stroke, but like dizziness. So I ended up going to a 7-Eleven or anything to get water. And New York, it was the opposite. There was times where I would film where the weather was below zero, like freezing cold in my hands. I couldn't film them, but I managed to get the content out. This is where it was kind of a semi-private area, Bonifacio Global City. This is where they got the international school. They got a British school and then they got an international school over here. But I feel like it's the best area for me to do the walk and talk video. Another thing of the struggle is, you know, you gotta spend a lot of time editing, posting content. If you shoot over 4K footage, it takes more time for the video to load, render, etc. And then the worst of all, you don't know if people are gonna like it, if you're gonna get enough views. But like I say, even if you get low views, don't let that discourage you. Keep on going and try harder. There's a lot of tutorial videos on YouTube. And there's been times where I post videos that they do not too good, low, but then months later they start getting momentum. So sometimes, you know, the algorithm in YouTube, it works mysterious ways, but it makes it happen, you know. So those are some of the things you gotta keep in mind. Another thing you gotta keep in mind is, especially if you're blogging and you're traveling to different countries, there's gonna be times where you're gonna be shut down. What that means is like you might be filming, I don't know, a mall, an outside area, and there's gonna be police, guards, or somebody who probably think that they have some type of authority and they're gonna try to stop you and say, hey, you cannot film out here. Don't let that discourage you too, and also know your rights, read the rules and everything. But you know, keep moving forward. If they say to stop, just go somewhere else and keep on doing what you gotta do. You know, move forward. Don't let anything like stop you from doing what you wanna do. There's been times over here, 3 times I was filming around areas and I've been told, you know, that is not allowed, so I disrespect the rule. But the last time that happened to me, I had every right, because the area I was filming was outside in the public, so I guess maybe the guard had no idea. So I didn't film the moment, but I respectfully went to him and I told him sorry, but you know, I'm out in the public, I'm not a tourist, I live out here and I have every right to do this, so he let me go. So, but always, you know, always do it in a respectful way. Don't just get aggressive or anything, because at the end of the day, you're a guest here. Maybe if you're in your own home, maybe different story, but you're a guest here, so like I say, just always respect the laws and the rules. Other things that can happen too, sometimes you make mistakes with filming, sometimes technology difficulties, maybe you forget to turn on your mic, maybe the SIM card is corrupted. And talking about that, I recently purchased this camera and I filmed in the wrong internal storage. I filmed like over 30 minutes of footage just to upload it, try to upload it in my laptop, and realized that it was corrupt, all the files. So I had to go back to the location and film again. I was pissed, but I say, okay, you know what? I'm a winner, I just gotta go again and do it again. Don't let anything discourage you. And at the same time, it's good that mistakes happen, because that way it makes you a better person. That way you see what you did wrong and you just fix the mistake and go again harder. This area is right next to Market. Pretty good. The other thing that I wanted to mention about the struggles is not gonna happen every time. It's only gonna be a little minority, a percentage of it, but sometimes you're gonna get negative comments, and some of them can be kind of pretty bad and maybe it'll affect you. But at the same time, when you get a negative comment, that means that you are doing pretty good. You know, no matter how good you are, there's always gonna be haters. So if you're getting haters, that means you are winning. You know, I get a few negative comments here and there, but most of the times I just ignore or block and I keep moving forward. But when you get something like that, then it means that you're doing something right. So don't let that discourage you of anything. And look at this area of High Street. I like the design, like it has kind of like an Italian architecture or something like that. This was actually one of the first buildings that they developed in this area. For those who are new to the channel, this over here in 2005 was literally nothing. and they developed the area into a lot of skyscrapers in the community over here. And then usually High Street keeps going all the way towards the other side. It stretches through our blocks, but it's a happening spot, especially in the evening and in the nighttime. It gets pretty packed over here. I tell you, no matter how long you stay here, humidity is strong here, but luckily it's not that hot. Summer season, I think it's literally over now. It's gonna be the typhoon seasons. In the Philippines, it's either summer season or the wet season. Not like in the States that we got 4 seasons. Like I say, none of these buildings were here in 2005. It's actually the year that I graduated from high school, so it's just crazy how much they advanced the bill, you know. Buildings like this, a lot of modern things, but keep in mind Metro Manila is just huge. So it's not just Bonifacio Global City, they have many, many, many neighborhoods. That's another thing that I'm trying to mention about making these contents, because it's a beautiful thing, because sometimes you showcase a great, like, Philippines doesn't really get a good reputation back in the West, especially the city of Metro Manila, but here I'm showcasing you how beautiful this side is. This is not, you know, the whole Metro Manila, this is only a little portion, and there's a lot of contrast over here, so I recommend that you explore both sides, you know, but this is a little bit of what you can get here and what I'm trying to do with the channel to showcase you, you know, like the good things that we got here in this country and any other country that I decide to visit. This area here kind of gives me a vibe of like Singapore, like the same style. I love it out here. And then over here, they take very good care of the cats. Look at this cat over here. Hey, cat. He didn't saw me. If you come to the Philippines, you'll see a lot of street cats all over, but don't be worried because they feed them, they give them water. Even in some places, they build like a little portable house for them to sleep. Comfortable, but it's pretty sacred out here. Look at the sidewalk over here, how beautiful it is. The buildings and everything. Kind of love these glass buildings. It's kind of reminded me also when I went to Jakarta, Indonesia, like the same concept in the art center. Here you see some of the benefits of being bloggers, especially neighborhood bloggers or travel content creators, that you promote the best of all of this out here. So, you know, so if you're thinking about making content, just go for it. Don't be shy, showing your face, or you can even do walking videos with no talk. You know, just make it happen. Here we got another local park, and I see, I guess, some students over there doing like rehearsal. You can see also like the developments of the buildings over here, the way how they urban plan this in 20 years or less. It's just crazy. And we need more neighborhoods like this all over the world, and also in Metro Manila. So it's a local urban park, and you can see the high-rise buildings over here. And then here's the high street, and look how they plant all of these trees over here, so it protects you like from the heat or rain or anything. But I love this concept of urban planning that they got going on right here. But I think that concludes a little bit of the video, and I explained, you know, a little bit of the struggles of being a blogger, but in a good way. You know, I'd rather deal with this than something else, you know, than what I was doing in my corporate job, even if I had it all in papers. But anybody new to the channel, welcome. You know, I do mostly travel, walking tours. So it was a short video, but a little bit of explanation. So that was the end of my video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for more. Be safe out there, everybody. God bless y'all, and peace.